5-star hotel on the island, which is close to the Formula One circuit.
Okay.
And this one is the first that will change. It was previously like a Viceroy hotel, and it will come to another brand, but it will be operated by some employees. Aldar, yeah.
But Aldar, for these hotels, what is your responsibility as Miral in terms of providing training? So you don't provide. Is there any training that you provide to those employees that are hired by these hotels, or is it only their sole responsibility?
No, the only training that we provide, as Miral has the responsibility to develop Yas Island at all, I will say. We have not the responsibility, but the decision that we have taken is to provide what we call a Yas way. So it's a layer, it's an additional layer that of training that we give to some employees, depending on where they are working, that might be working on some assets that are not owned by Miral. So, for example, the concierge of the hotel, they are not Miral employees, they are not FAR employees, but we will give them the opportunity to receive a certain training called Yas Way, which is a training about, okay, we are all different assets, but the customer doesn't care about who is owning what.
Yes.
The customer just wants to be treated well. So this is how we speak about the island. This is all the other assets that are on the island that you should know about, and so on.
Mm-hmm. So this is probably your orientation, right, that you provide to all the employees, whether they are employed by Miral or externally operated, right?
Sorry, say that again?
So this is probably like an orientation or induction that you have, I think.
Yes. It's so again, it depends. At Disney, it was all about orientation, but now here at Miral, it's I see that more as it is something that we are building. It's a training. This Yas Way training is a training that we have developed last year. So we will have also a lot of catch up to do with existing employees. Mm-hmm. Not only the new ones.
Just to also maybe have more detail, because we're also thinking of having these orientation. How long is your orientation now in that you provide? Is it like a day long? Is it like 2 days long? And
so what I heard from the park here at Miral, they were speaking about a week of, let's say, initial training. So I assume that it is a mix of let's say, being seated in a room and watching some screens and some slides and so on, and being on the spot trained if you are working in the kitchen, visiting the kitchen, meeting the teams, and so on and so on. When I was at Disney, it was 3 days of induction program. Yes. So it was 1 day sitting in the room, just having the basic information on the franchise, let's say on Disney and the story and so on. And then the 2 other days, 1 day was on the spot training, and the other was about safety and security.
So you didn't have this before when Yas Island opened. You didn't have this induction orientation for the employees, all the employees.
No, it's let's say the induction that I told you about, like the 1 week induction program.
Yes.
That I've heard about, for example, at Warner Brothers. So I know what is the latest way to do it at Warner Brothers. It's a 1 week program. So I can imagine that this is, as it is, let's say, this destination is operated by the same operator, that this is the same training at Yas Water World and at Ferrari World as well. I don't know since how long it is in place.
Oh, you don't know. So when it opened, you don't know if there was orientation to standardize the service level, and so that was, you're not sure about that one, right?
So the 1 week program that is currently let's say given to all the employees that are joining one of our theme park. It's a pretty standard one. It's as I said, for a share of this week you are sitting in a room and you learn about